Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at Mega Evolution Pokemon coming to Pokémon TCG Pocket. I am delighted about Mega Pokemon coming to Pokémon TCG Pocket, but there are a bunch of questions, including, hey, how are Mega Pokemon going to look in Pokémon TCG Pocket? And also, hey, can we have some examples of Mega Pokemon in Pokémon TCG Pocket? And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of similar to how they do in the regular game. And yes, you can. And I want to start off with Mega Blaziken EX, which at first look might be my favourite. Oh, might not be my favourite, actually. I don't know, we'll start with Mega Blaziken and go from there. We got 210 HP. Now, 210 HP, absolutely massive. In the context of the regular Pokemon trading card game, yeah, it's quite big. It's not for a stage 2, really. But in the context of Pokemon TCG Pocket, absolutely gigantic. Take, for instance, Solgaleo EX, one that I like very much indeed. One of my favourite EXs in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Yeah, that's a Stage 2 EX. And that's got 180 HP. And frankly, that's a lot. So now you kind of see where we're going when I tell you that 210 is absolutely massive. There has to be a downside. There is a downside. Gives up 3 points when KO'd. When a regular EX like Solgaleo is KO'd, it gives up 2 points. When this is KO'd, it gives up 3 points. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a massive amount of points to be given up. To put it another way, when a Mega EX goes down, you lose the game. But I'm not sure that's actually such a big deal. And here's why. Make your opponent play a 5-point game. Give up 2 single-point Pokemon. Give up an EX, who cares? As long as your opponent hasn't won the game, make them go through Mega Blaziken or another Mega Pokemon EX to go and win the game. Take something like Manaphy. Now, I know that Manaphy is not actually going to accelerate water energy onto Blaziken. That would be a little bit silly. That don't make no sense. But the point is, Manaphy goes down, your opponent still needs 2 points to win. So they have to KO a Mega EX. If your opponent's taken 2 points and there's no other Pokemon on the board, they still have to KO a Mega EX. So yes, you lose the game when your Mega goes down, don't get me wrong. Just make sure it's the last Pokemon around. Bench 2 single-point Pokemon and then work on your Mega EX. And give up the single-point Pokemon because nobody cares. And then go ahead with this. That is why, yes, they give up 3 points. And yes, that is a very big deal. But no, I don't think it is quite as bad as some people are going to be thinking. Because if you're used to the regular Pokemon TCG, you know at this point, actually, I can just make my opponent KO this last, and they've got to take 5 points to win the game. Worth noting also, this is an EX, so let's take for instance Oricorio with Safeguard to prevent all damage done to it by EXs. That will prevent the damage done here, because it's a Mega EX, but it is still an EX. The other important point here is, have a look. It evolves from Combusken. So there's no fancy evolution rules, it just evolves from Combusken. Very much like the Mega EXs coming to the regular card game. They just evolve up normally. You don't need to evolve up into the Pokemon and then Mega Evolve. So we're not going to see any today. We've not had any revealed. But if any basic Mega EXs were revealed, they would just be basic Pokemon. There's no extra evolution that needs to go on here. So Blaziken to stage 2, and I'll show you Gyarados in a minute, that's just a stage 1. So there's your general rules about Mega EXs. What about specifically about Mega Blaziken? 2 energy, 120, discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. This is really just another way of saying you cannot build up another Pokemon while you're attacking with this. That's essentially how this works. You discard 1 energy, you can attach another energy from your energy zone next turn. You can chain this attack just fine without doing anything else. The difference here is that you cannot build up a second Pokemon while you're rolling with Blaziken. And I'm just going to throw Solgaleo back up here, because Solgaleo is a Pokemon I have a lot of love for, and that's 2 energy, 120, just like this. But Solgaleo does 10 to itself, a downside, while Blaziken gets burn, an upside, and while we're here, it's also got an extra 30 HP. And we all know that Solgaleo is good. There's no controversy in that statement. Everybody knows Solgaleo is a good Pokemon in Pokémon TCG Pocket. This doesn't have the switching, and don't sleep on the switching. The switching on Solgaleo is amazing. However, this kind of has everything else now, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. Plus, you got burn, so you're not actually doing 200 damage. It's at least 140, maybe more if the burn stays around. So, yeah. 2 energy. And Rare Candy obviously still works here because it's just a regular stage 2. This is potentially redonkulous. But I promised you a Mega Gyarados. There is a Mega Gyarados. And we've got 210 HP again. By the way, I didn't actually say it explicitly, so let me say it explicitly now. Nothing's had over 200 HP in the game so far. Like, I'm sure you guys knew that, but just to be clear, no. Nothing's had over 190. Honestly, 180 is the most we've had up to now, which shouldn't really surprise anyone. 180 has very much been kind of like a rule, a limit up till now. But now that we've got Mega Pokemon coming, we can break it. And yes, there was a Gyarados EX which had 180 before. Fun little side note for you. And here's the thing. We've got a really nice attack here. The attack is 4 energy, 140, discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Firstly, 140 is nuts. But it's not actually that nuts. Because the other Gyarados had 4 energy, 140. Oh. This has an extra 30 HP, but doesn't do any extra damage. Fair. The other Gyarados discarded a random energy from among the energy attached to all Pokemon, yours and your opponent's. This discards the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. But the thing is, in Pokemon TCG Pocket, we're rocking 20-card decks. That's not many cards. So basically, what you're going to be able to do here is kind of fire this attack off once, and your opponent is losing 15% of their deck. Twice, and they've lost 30% of their deck. And honestly, at that point, they probably lost, to be fair. But the point is, this is getting rid of a lot of cards. It's going to mean that your opponent might not have the evolution line they wanted, the supporter card they wanted, the tool that they wanted. I'm slightly hesitant on this Gyarados compared to the others we've seen, because it is so similar to what we saw with the Gyarados before, which hasn't proven to be that amazing. But the fact that it's got 210 HP and discards the top 3 cards of the deck, that could end up being relevant. And obviously, the fact that it is a water Pokemon here, we've got our old friend Misty, if you're feeling confident on your coin flips, and we got the Manaphy that I reminded you about a minute ago. Water energy acceleration, not that difficult. And this is one where you will use Manaphy, and you can have 2 Manaphy go down, and it doesn't matter, as long as you've then got Mega Gyarados kind of sitting here chilling. And then the final one we've been shown here is Mega Altaria EX. 190 HP. Hang on a second, that's only 10 more than regular EXs get. But it is only a stage 1, remember? But then we had the promo Blissey that had 180 as a stage 1. So it's still only 10 more than we've seen from stage 1s. But 2 energy, 40 damage, plus 30 more for each of your bench Pokemon. So if you've got 3 bench Pokemon, then that is 130. 130 damage for 2 energy on a stage 1. Bearing in mind, I said I like Solgaleo and Blaziken that are 2 energy, 120. Although again, Blaziken does have the burn, so it's not really 120, but you get where I'm going with this. Here's the problem with Mega Altaria. You cannot just empty out your bench and force your opponent to KO a Mega EX as the final KO like you can for Gyarados and Blaziken. You've got to have 3 bench Pokemon, and anytime you're leaving random extra Pokemon on your bench, your opponent can use stuff like Sabrina, for instance, force another Pokemon into the active, and just ignore Mega Altaria and go after your bench. Whereas with Blaziken and Gyarados, you can have a couple of support Pokemon, let them go down and force your opponent to take out the Mega as the final Pokemon. That's not really an option for Mega Altaria because of the whole, you've got to have 3 bench Pokemon to do maximum damage. So I like Mega Altaria a lot because it's, 2 energy, 130 on a stage 1, which is redonkulous. We do need to bear in mind that there are downsides here that aren't present with the others. Mega Gyarados, very expensive despite being a stage 1. And it's a bit too similar to the Gyarados we had before, which wasn't amazing, although there are significant increases in certain places here. And Mega Blaziken, I think Mega Blaziken is nuts. I think Mega Blaziken could be absolutely phenomenal, and I love the idea that we can rock with a couple single-point Pokemon, our opponent takes them down, and then we're like, psych, now you've got to take down this. And all of the points you took before are irrelevant, because you've still got to take down this to win the game. There will be more Mega Evolution Pokemon that are revealed. I'll show them to you when they are, but from what we've seen so far, there are reasons to be very, very excited. But I've told you all about these now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these in the comment section. Tell me what your hopes and dreams are for Mega Evolution. Go nuts! Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon Pocket and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.